Hey everybody, so I also wanted to just cut a really quick video about some games that I think you and your kid could enjoy. Ones that are relatively new hobby games that'll keep you interested, be easy enough for them to understand, and you can still get it at the stores. And I would say probably the common element between all of these is that there's some kind of like visual element puzzle to it that you have to kind of work through, but you'll see the pile and you see what I'm getting at here. For reference, my daughter who I play with, who can play all of these, she was 4 when we started, she's 5 now, but she gets the whole thing. The first one, Roll For It. Roll For It is a really easy game where you put out these cards that have requirements on them. You have to put special dice in them. You roll your dice, you try to get them on, you try to be the first person who can purchase the card, and if you do, you get the points associated with it, and the first person to win so many cards wins the game. I would even say not only is this fun and easy to do, it's probably the spiritual predecessor to a solo game I made called Siege of Valeria. You know, it has roll dice, complete cards, that kind of thing in there too. So I, definitely enjoy this kind of mechanic. My daughter was able to play it and it was fun. It kind of has that race element, that gamble element. It was really cool. Shifting Stones. Now, Shifting Stones is a game that's really easy. You have these tiles in this 3x3 pattern. You're either moving them up or down or flipping them back and forth, and you have patterns you need to match on cards. And so you're just trying to do a flip, match the card, get the points. It's very easy, but it is engaging and it's fun. And you can even play it solo. I've enjoyed a couple of the games of those solo. It's been a lot of fun. Pretty affordable too, and you can get that almost anywhere. North Star Games, who I think had the hottest game at Gen Con, they have a game called Biomos. Okay, now I reviewed it before, and if it was a game that was like, this is going to be some brain burning game to have your hobby gamer night based around, but it's certainly one I would play again. And I've played many times with my daughter and her cousins. Now in this game, it's almost like a contract fulfillment game where you're going to have these planets that you are trying to complete, these planet cards, and they have requirements about what elements have to go on it. The twist of the gameplay here is that there is going to be this board in here where you draw these elements and you have to put them in front of you, and the way you put them in front of you has a very specific order. You can put cards in to the left or to the right of this circle, okay? Maybe against my shirt. Okay, there's the circle, and you can put them on the left, you can put them on the right, you can save some right here. But what you are doing is, as you put them in, you're trying to create a pattern. And when you get that pattern, it might match the card, and then you can cash them in and you can get the card. And that's the thrust of it. There's some other things like a moon phase and yada, 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 but that's really what it is. It's a visual thing about planning for the planet you can make now, also planning for the one you're trying to get. And it's very cool, very easy to understand, and engaging on a really appropriate level. And the last one I'm going to recommend here for several reasons is a brilliant game is Diced Veggies. Now, in Diced Veggies, what you're doing is you have dice. The dice represent ingredients of making recipe cards, and you are trying to complete these recipe cards. They give you a fake little knife here, and what you do is you put the dice in a row, and then you cleave off some of the dice that you can use in your recipes. So let's take a look here. This one card here might need 2 greens and a red. Okay, so when you have your bag of dice and you put them in an XY chart, you cleave it and you take it away. The restriction there is the value of those dice can never be more than 10. So you don't know how many dice you can get. Maybe you get one die you really need, but it's a high value, or maybe take a lot that you don't need, think you can use them in the future. There's also modifier cards that have bonus kickers. Like this one says here, you must have no dice left over when the game. And if you do, you get a bonus 7 points, or something might say all the dice you use on this card have different values, or they're all the same value, whatever it might be, okay? And then you complete a certain number of cards. I forget how many it is. And then the game's over. But not only is the gameplay really interesting, that mechanic is great about choosing your dice with one cut. They made it so much fun. The little knife that you do cutting is really cool. The graphic art in here. Now, this is Josh Capel, and you'll know his work. Like if you have Artemis Project or Endeavor Deep Sea or Diced Veggies, there is a common theme through it. And I really love how they brand the game. You know what you're going to experience there. It's really, really brilliant. And the gameplay itself, super smart. And I think it was the Capels themselves by Jory Rowan and Josh Capel, if I said those names right. So it's a family affair. Who made that? So anyway, once again, roll for it. Biomos. Shifting Stones, Dice Veggies. Great games for you and your kid. I hope that helps, and I hope you have a great time playing. Talk to you later. Bye.